Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Format Wars. Today we'll be comparing the 8-bit home console versions of Double Dragon on the Sega Master System and the Nintendo Entertainment System, the NES. First of all, we're going to start with the NES version. Title screen is pretty nice. The classic Double Dragon theme is being represented really well. So yeah, let's get into this. Mode A, Mode B, I don't know. Oh, wrong button. Mode A. There's Marion getting thumped. The opening scene's represented really well. Let's take a moment just to... Oh, we've got enemies on the screen straight away. Punchy, punchy, punchy. Right, I want to get these guys off the screen, then I can figure out the moves. Right, we're gonna kick. Yep, press them both at once, and we jump. That's awkward. Console got time on it as well. Oh, I did that. Oh, right, okay, okay. Headbutt, you double tap forward. Add your elbow. No. 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 Anyway, we'll carry on. We'll figure that headbutt. Bit of flicker there as the screen's scrolling off. Yeah, the levels designs same. 2 women. You know, when you get one woman here, normally. Right, the kicks an awful lot better than the... Oh, got lots of bit of sprite flicker going on there. Music's a bit screechy. Where'd the whip go? Bizarre. Aren't we missing the bit where the Bobo breaks through the wall? Yeah, we've missed the entire section of the level out. There's the big poster, the iconic poster, and then the Bobo breaks through the wall. We seem to have bypassed that bit entirely. And why's my energy bar change colour now? Oh, bad sprite flicker on the barrel. And the characters now as well. Oh, got a different colour woman here. This is different now. We're in Uncharted territory here. This is not the same design as the arcade. There's certainly no second lift. Right, we're on stage 2. This is completely different. What have they done? Why have they done this? I don't get Nintendo sometimes. They just make strange decisions. Oh, there's his first Bobo. That's not really impressive as breaking through the wall. Can I knock him off here? Oh shit, I can nearly fall off though. Get off there. Yes. Oh, and that's the end of the level apparently. Right. Level 2, at least that's starting off in the correct area. Well, it did look like that from the screenshots, but no, it looks different again. There's normally a dynamite guy. I hope they've got this music right at the end of this level, because the level 2 music is my favourite music on Double Dragon. Bit generous on the extra. Oh, there's Dynamite Guy with the world's smallest stick of dynamite. Here it comes. Dum 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 dum. Dum 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 boom 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 boom. Yep, they've got that right. They've got this bit wrong though. You don't climb on a fence like that. Well, you do, but not with a big gaping pit below you. And now we're on a 2D plane now. Right, okay. Have that. Yeah, I'm on a 2D plane in a... Oh! Loads of flickering going on at either side of the screen now. Another Dynamite Guy. Yeah, we're in new level design yet again. Why Nintendo, why? So you have a graphical glitch at the bottom right corner there now as well, like a dead area of pixels. What's going on here? Ladders? Seriously? Yeah. We're back on a 2D plane again, climbing a ladder section which is not in the arcade game. Up we go again. Any more enemies? No, and the weapons disappeared, so you only can hold the weapons for so long. Lame. Who's this dude? Have that. And that. Another extra life. Oh! There you go. No clue how I did that, but I did it. Level 3, the forest, right. Oh, got knifed. My health bar's changed colour again. Don't know why I'm doing that, I don't know why it started doing that. Still got the dead pixels. Oh, for God's sake. I don't know why it's doing that all of a sudden. It's still, I'm doing the same kick combo I did from the very start. Oh, there's a life gone. Well, seriously, you start from the start of the level again. Go away, emails. That's a departure from the arcade game. You die and you started exactly where you died because you just respawned. Have that. Missed. Now this is the point where you should get a bridge, and it's got one of the most, well, a very tricky jump which is probably claiming more lives than it should have done in the arcade game, and we don't seem to have it. These guys are pretty tough, and his whole legs disappeared. A lot of flickering going on. A whole lot of flickering going on here. And what is that music? Please have the jump. Damn. Here's the jump, here's the jump. It's going to be even harder on this version because the jumping's crap. Ah, you had... That was just seriously sly, that was. I just want to make sure this weapon that it does disappear, because it does disappear. Yeah, it just vanished out of my hand then. Lame. Now this is a section where you get some boulders to throw and you fight a couple of abobos who break through walls as well. We didn't have the breakthrough wall effect on level 1. Hopefully we'll have it on this level. It's flipping on the scroll and it's getting really on my nerves. Oh, there we go. We have the two abobos. Lovely. Oh shit, I missed it. And the sprite flickering is going in overdrive here, so the entire actual sprite is disappearing. Of the lower portions of him anyway, that's just really bad. His whole lower half just disappeared. Ah, dear me. Damn, lost the life there. Where are we going to start? Game over? What are those hearts then? I thought those hearts were extra lives. Oh well, maybe not. Anyway guys, that's the Nintendo version. Right guys, welcome to Double Dragon on the Master System. Immediately, while the Nintendo version had a decent rendition of the music and a decent title screen, this is better. We've got the Double Dragon logo, the Chinese writing, or Japanese writing, and we had the Double Dragon theme. Unfortunately it cut out there, so... Oh, this is not me on this, this is the demo. How do I... Start please. There you go, I think I've started. Mission 1. Immediately I'm liking the colour palette a lot better. That's punch. Oh, that's kick, sorry, not punch. Let's get this guy off the screen and then we'll have a little look at the moveset. Right. Let's jump. That's headbutt. Oh, I've got another guy on the screen now. Let's see if this headbutt works. No, that didn't work, did it? No, 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 not going well. No, it's not going well at all. What's punch? That's punch. Right, let's figure this out. How do you flying kick? There you go, that's flying kick. You may not have the elbow attacks in there. This is a lot harder. It's immediately a lot harder than the Nintendo version. I am, to the extent I am getting my ass completely kicked. Right, let's see if this is faithful to the arcade. We should have the lift now. Guy up there, yeah, that's faithful. This is balls hard. We've got a whip there, which is the woman usually comes out the lift and drops the whip. There she is. And we've got a bit more wall here. I'm hopeful we're going to get the poster, the iconic poster, which the Abobo breaks through. Please let's have it. Oh, we haven't got the poster, but we've got the Abobo. Nearly okay. So far this is more faithful to the arcade version. It's yeah, we're onto the alleyway, yeah, that's good. My weapon disappeared yet again though. Bloody hell. This is definitely a lot harder, guys. Hopefully we can continue where we left off. Hopefully I'd have to start the level again. We should get another Abobo here. Have a barrel. Big empty area. That's not good. Have the barrel again. Oh, I've got missed him. Bit of flicker going on, so I just have to ignore that phone call, guys. Apologies for that. Bloody marketing calls, do your boxing. Oh, we're dead. Can we continue, please? We can. Oh, paused it. There we go, that's good. Right, this is what level 1 is supposed to be. Anybody familiar with the arcade? The level is here. What Nintendo did, I don't know. Ouch. He won't die. He is now. Excellent. That's level 1 pretty much well recreated as per the arcade. Let's see if level 2 fares just as well. Oh, there's the dynamite guy. He blew himself up. Well done, mate. Well done. There's the iconic music again. Recreated a bit better on this version. Get this woman out of the way. There we go. Now we should have a fence to climb up now. this bit's a little bit longer than it is in the arcades. This is different. Not usually this wide in expanse really. It's usually a short walk to the fence. Oh, I did an elbow then. Oh, yeah, I've got an elbow. How am I doing the elbow? I have no clue how I'm doing the elbow. I wish I did know, because it's one of the best moves. Well, in the arcade, it's one of the best moves. There you go. Yeah, this is the first bit where it deviated a little bit, and it's not deviating much. We've lost the fence by the looks of it, but this section is correct, although a little bit different. It's not usually. Why can't I jump? The jumping's a little bit iffy on it, I must say, because oh, for God's sake. You have to hit both buttons at the same time to do a jump, and if you hit one a little fraction before the other, it doesn't jump. We've got a bit of sprite flickering going on. It's not to the extent of the Nintendo version though. We're not having lower halves of people completely disappearing, so it's not to those extreme levels. But we do have a bit of flicker going on there. Hopefully we'll get another continue, so I would like to get to the third level, which is where we reached on the Nintendo version, just to do a full comparison of it. But that's up to the game. You know, we'll see what we'll have continue still, that's good. Now, I have no idea how to do the elbow. I can do it. That did it automatically then. What the hell? Hold on. No. I just wondered if it were contextual if you attacked when the enemy was in elbow range, you did an elbow thing. But no. One guy's knocked a full energy bar off me. This is how balls hard this is. I remember being able to be able to complete this as well. Right. This is the boss area coming up now. Nice to have branded the box Sega, which is nice. Oh, it went overhead. Fucking hell. This is what I call the Green Goblin enemy. I don't know what his official name is. Well, this is what level 2 is supposed to look like. Other than that extended area around a wall, I missed out the fence section, which is only a boost section in the arcade, so you actually got a little bit more game there. It's been pretty accurate. This level's about 90% accurate so far with what it should be. You usually get a couple of sets of enemies coming out of the lift, and then a lift will come up at the foreground with the Green Goblin enemy on it. No climbing up a series of ladders on a 2D plane like on the Nintendo version, then fighting a pink-haired, bare-chested fighter. None of that shouldn't happen, and hopefully that's not going to happen on this version. Lost another life again. Oh shit, now. I really want to get to this boss. Damn. No! Oh, fuck, you killed me. Ah, he has killed me. What a twat. Oh, we can continue again. Good. Maybe get infinites. Infinite continues. We're going to play through to at least the same section of the Nintendo version, and then we'll give it a fair crack. Then we've compared the game up to the same stages. And this guy's supposed to be green. It is the guy by looking at the design of him, but he's supposed to be green, not purple. And like I say, it's supposed to come up on a lift on that foreground, but oh well. Again, mostly accurate. There's that elbow again. Do not know how I'm doing the elbow. I know this guy's lethal though. Jesus. Simmer down, mate. And he's dead. Level 3, the forest. This is a lot better graphically. With no screeching going on in the music yet. Remember the horrible screeching we got on the Nintendo version? Damn. There's the elbow again. Believe it, all I'm doing, guys, when I'm doing that is I'm just tapping the punch button and he's just choosing to elbow on occasion, so it's got to be some kind of contextual input where when an enemy's in the right position, but it's not been very successful, has it? Because it's missed more than it's hit. Try using kicks for a while. Damn. The Nintendo version had those hearts as well. I actually looked up at that, what those hearts were. They're actually strength. Apparently the higher score you get, the more strength you get. I mean, where's that come from? Just bizarre. It's like, why add stuff to an arcade game? Because I thought there was extra lives. I thought I was getting too many lives. How did I do that? The Nintendo, you just hit the kick, they got doubled over in pain, and you walked up to them and finished them off. But this, it's not doing that. So I don't think that's a fault of the controller. I think that's just me not knowing how to do it. Because obviously the moves are there. Moves are there to definitely do. And the elbow worked. Well, I didn't actually choose to do it. It just happened. Oh fuck. And that's a first. Don't usually the women always said to be white. So we seem to have a African black or whatever woman, which is good. Lots of flickering going on here. It seems to be when the background is more densely detailed. Happened on the girders, didn't it, as well? That's the baseball bat. I don't think we've had the baseball bat yet, have we? Damn! Yeah, it looks like infinite continues, so we're going to get to the same point where the abobo's break through the wall. Hopefully that's there. Not usually in a bobo there. You can get in water side. Damn. What an ass. Go and get it. Yes, that's what we like to see. Bobo goes for a swim bow. You can go for a swim as well. We'll just stand in all day trading punches. Lovely. Oh, it's me dead. No. There's the elbow firing again. Another elbow. He's dead. Oh, a horrible kind of weird scrolly effect there. And this is the section now where the Abobo's burst through the wall. This is where we died on the Nintendo version. We wouldn't have even got here on the Master System version if it weren't for the continuous. We seem to have moved past a bit where the Abobos are. Hopefully they're going to come. Oh, hello. Oh, he's stuck. He's stuck. Oh, he's not stuck. Right guys, we're going to leave it there for the Master System portion of the playthrough. It doesn't look like these Abobos are going to break through the walls, unfortunately, so that's a bit of departure. But the level again is probably 90% there. 90% recreation of the arcade version, so we'll move on to the verdict. Hi guys, so welcome to the verdict of today's Format Wars. That was Double Dragon, both on the Sega Master System and the NES. So let's go through it then. Let's start with the graphics. I thought both graphically they did a great job for an 8-bit console, trying to recreate the arcade machine. The enemy sprites were easily identifiable to the arcade sprites. You could tell which enemies were supposed to be which, and they was well defined. The big difference between the two sets of graphics was the Sega machine had slightly bigger sprites, and the Sega machine had the better colour palette. The Nintendo version unfortunately suffered from that typical Nintendo problem, where it was my opinion anyway that the colours seemed a little bit washed out. The colour palette was the wrong choice. There needed to be darker shades of the colours that they used. while the Sega machine was a bit more rounded. It was a bit more grittier. The colours were a bit more vibrant and less wishy-washy. I think if I describe the Nintendo version, I would say kind of like a pastel-y kind of colour. I mean, graphically, like I say, they both did a very good job here, but the Sega Master System just edges it graphically. Even if we go back to the start of the title screen as well, the Master System version had the full Double Dragon logo, while the Nintendo version decided to do their own thing. Right, moving on sound wise, I think sound wise we had a clear winner in this regards. It was the Sega Master System version. Just starting right from the get-go on the title screen, the Double Dragon theme was recreated very well. It was more upbeat, more pacey, and a lot more accurate to the arcade machine. Nintendo version of the title screen music, it did a cracking job. I mean, I played that first and I was well impressed with it until I heard the Master System version of it. So good for that, good for Nintendo in that regards. But unfortunately, when we moved into the game, the Nintendo version music dipped quite a bit. Some of the sounds were at certain points just screechy and not very pleasant to the ears. I think there's a section on the first level where it's screeching away, and I think I made reference to it screeching. While the Master System version, from what I can remember anyway, the tunes are pretty faithful to the arcade machines and decent representations of them. So the 3 levels are played, and I would say the Master System does edge it on the sound as well. So finally, moving on to gameplay, which is obviously quite an important aspect. It doesn't matter how good your game looks or how well it sounds if it plays like a dog. Now they both played very well. I must admit, they both did play very well. I probably didn't figure out the full range of moves. I couldn't figure out how to do the elbow, and I couldn't figure out how to do the grab and throw on a regular basis. Actually, I don't think I figured it out at all on the Sega machine, but I know you can do it from past experience. But yeah, so the movesets were pretty well represented, and the combos were there, the punches were there. Movement was good. The jumping was surprisingly okay, considering you didn't have a dedicated jump button. Pressing both buttons to jump is a little bit unnatural on both machines, but it worked. The combat worked. Weapon wise, I'm not sure why in both games the weapons disappeared while you were holding them. If you remember out in the arcade, they've got a certain, as classical side-scrolling brawlers, you've got a certain amount of times the weapon can be picked up or dropped, and then it disappears. But on this, it actually disappeared whilst in use, so I'm not sure why that was the case. So yeah, now the big departure on both of them, I would say the Master System was more arcade perfect in terms of level design. The level designs were pretty much 90% there, pretty much 90% spot on. You progress through the same areas. I think there was a little additional area on the second level. Well, it wasn't really an additional area, it was just like a wall was extended. But and the forest level was fine. But the Nintendo version, I don't know why they do this. They completely changed the game. They missed out the entire bit of the iconic bit where you first introduced to the Bobo and he breaks through the wall. Admittedly, on the Master System version, the classic sign wasn't there in either of the versions. But for him not to burst through that wall and make that first appearance is a little bit off, really, because that is one of the iconic oh shit moments of the game, really, when he just bursts through the wall and you're faced with this big giant abomination of a man to take down. Now, he did burst through the wall on the Master System version, but in the Nintendo version he wasn't there. You just progressed onto the wide open alleyway, and that's where the level's supposed to end. It did on the Master System, but on the NES version you went into another area where there was another lift, and you went through a door, and you was in a bit of a factory with a conveyor belt, and then the Abobo just walked out of a lift. So what was that about, Nintendo? Why did they do that? I mean, it's you've pretty much got the core mechanics of the game down. Why did you ad lib and put some extra stuff in, really? Again, second level as well. Second level was even a bit more strange because it introduced some 2D sections where you're on a single plane. That was very, very odd. I mean, Double Dragon is like a three-dimensional brawler. You can move it into the screen, out of the screen. There was never a 2D section to it. I mean, the closest you got to a 2D section was in the final level of the arcade, where you were at the temple with them annoying blocks. But even then, you had a little bit of scope to move up and down from the actual screen itself. So I'm not sure why I did that. I mean, the end of the level as well. Again, it's another iconic scene in the arcade machine. You're fighting numerous enemies that come out of a lift, and then the boss comes. He comes up on a lift in the foreground. Now, admittedly, again, he didn't come out of the foreground, come up the lift on the foreground on the Master System, but the correct boss was there. On the Nintendo version, you did this weird 2D climb up some ladders. And again, why? You've got a great template to work from in the arcade machine. Why change it? And if you're going to change it for something better, not worse. So, yeah, don't get that. Level 3 on both machines seems to be recreated reasonably well. We got to the bit where I finished the video on both versions. A bit of an issues where the abobos break through walls and such, but again, the Master System didn't break through walls, but I don't know why that's the case, because they adequately didn't breaking through a wall in level 1. Bit odd. And Nintendo version as well, didn't break through the walls at all again. I've done a bit of research into this. I mean, looking at some other videos afterwards, it looks like the Master System version follows the 4th level and the 5th level pretty accurately, but the Nintendo version, after when I left it off, goes into this weird 2D section where you're in caves and there's spikes to jump over and loads of jumping sections, which is apparently one of the hardest sections in the whole game on the Nintendo version. So again, why are you adding your own stuff to it? I just don't get it at all. Also, looking at the actual on-screen furniture as well, the Master System version recreated the arcade health bar pretty well. The Nintendo version did its own thing really. I've looked into it a bit further, and those hearts I was actually getting were not extra lives. They were a power meter. From beating the enemies, you increase your power and increase your strength of your strikes. And again, why? Why are you introducing that? Very, very, very weird. I just don't get it really. But they both played well. They did both play well. In terms of playability terms, they were pretty much nigh identical. It was just Nintendo decided to depart from the arcade conversion, straight conversion, and add their own things to it really. So on the balance of things then, based on that, I did prefer the Master System's graphics and sound, and it was more accurate to the arcade machine than the Nintendo version. I'm going to award this victory to the Sega Master System version on this occasion, although both were very, very good games. So it's just a case of splitting hairs really. They both played really well, looked decent enough and sounded decent enough, but the Master System just edged it on the graphics, sound, and it was a more, in terms of conversion, it was a more accurate reflection of the arcade machine. So the Master System wins this battle. Thanks for watching guys, and I hope you tune in for next week.